for 8.2. It seems there are only 3 numbers on the barcode, but in fact, everything is much more interesting. After all, when we buy what is made in Ukraine, everything is in plus, for 8.2. Made in Ukraine. Today we will find out how to make tasty water. What is it?
This is an idea.
This is what the idea looks like. I did not understand anything. How to make drinkable water. Is water with chlorine okay?
Absolutely.
And why is it worth buying Ukrainian water? Because when we buy our own, everyone gets a plus. Buy? Did you know that despite the fact that water covers more than 70% of the earth, it is not more than 2% suitable for drinking? Scientists share more than 1,500 types of water by origin, soil, ice age, source, rainwater, and so on, and by the substances in it. Over 80% of all diseases in the world are transmitted through water. By the way, according to WHO, every 8 seconds a person dies because of poor water, so it is very important which water we drink. That's why, meet the leader in the field of water purification. In Ukraine, the company EcoSoft, 20 production lines, 40 world quality certificates, export to 60 countries around the world, to all continents, on development, on production.
We do not transport water. We are against polluting the environment with plastic. This is the company's mission. We will go where the water needs to be cleaned, and it will be cleaned there.
How many options do you have?
More than 300 names.
Wow, more than 300 names. And everything is done here?
Yes, everything is done here from start to finish. We first learned how to clean the water, and then we built a power plant. All the products are created here from the development, from the design. All stages of chemical testing are carried out, and finally, the rest goes to the final production of the product.
Can any water be cleaned? There are filters, but, for example, they wouldn't be able to filter swamp water.
That's a great question. EcoSoft can clean any water. There is a great example. It's a liquid called filtrate, which is collected from garbage. Previously it went into the ground. It is water which in its composition is not water anymore. It's carcinogenic. It looks like all, so oily. We clean it. We have a project in Kiev. Later, in such water, which was like all, you can breed fish. And after our filter, even the mayor of Kiev, Vitaly Klitschko, drank this water.
We started with big industrial solutions for big industrial enterprises. And then these big industrial solutions and technologies were implemented in ordinary household filters for the end consumer.
So, it is developed for big producers, at a high cost.
Yes, it's true. And then the end consumer, an average Ukrainian, gets the same solution, but at home. For example, this is a filtration pitcher, the easiest way to keep clean water at home. Costs 300 hryvnias, does not require connection to the water supply, but at the same time, the consumer always has fresh water at home. Relatively speaking, freshly squeezed water. Filtration pitcher production starts right here, at the plastic casting section. The production at the heart of the filtration pitcher is a cartridge. This is a semi-automatic line. The cartridge housing is inserted. Next, a special mixture is dispensed. And then the lid is welded using ultrasound. This unpleasant sound. You can even hear it here, all because we try not to use glue to fasten the body and the lid. That's why there are different joining processes, and one of them is ultrasound.
I wonder, what needs to be done to make tap water drinkable in Ukraine?
In Ukraine, the tap water is not bad. In the extremely case, drinking tap water in Ukraine is absolutely safe. If you drink tap water, you definitely won't die from it. And then it's a question of standards, long-term use. It's a matter of comfort. Of course, we want the water not to leave limescale in the kettle, so that water does not smell like chlorine. If we want the water to be safe, it should smell like chlorine. This is written in the drinking water standards around the world.
Is it normal to drink chlorine water?
Absolutely. Yes, of course. It's normal, but it's not very tasty. It doesn't smell very cool, but it's definitely safe. Chlorine is much less dangerous than microbiological contaminants in water that may appear as a result of various natural processes. In fact, what is drinking water? I can tell you, using the example of Belgium. In Belgium, it is believed that tap water is very useful, high quality, until they find in the water such anthropogenic residues, which are called PFAS. They are called eternal chemicals. Humanity pollutes water much faster than the means of centralized purification appear. Therefore, in general, the idea of drinking tap water is a very bad idea. If you want cool water, install a filter and get cool water. But if you don't want to install a filter, buy water in bottles. Today, thanks to technologies, including our technology, local water purification at the point of consumption is very cheap and very high quality. I think you can get super high quality water right at the point of consumption. You will have your own small water channel, which will do it according to Swiss standards. It is impossible to demand from the government, especially in Ukraine, for the water to be of perfect quality. First of all, you have to look at the use of water. This is a serious question. How do we use water? How much water do we use? How much water is lost in the pipeline system? If we prepare ultra high quality water at the waterworks, but then lose half of it due to leaks in the pipes.
Our tap water has already gone through certain stages of purification on our water channels, so the composition of tap water in different parts of Ukraine is more or less the same. But our unique solution is in the very heart of the filter. It is a compound that is in a variable element, and this compound was developed in our R&D for our Ukrainian water, taking into account its peculiarities.
What is this mixture made of?
It's a mixture of activated copper from the pebbles of coconut trees. It's very important because it's used to clean drinking water. It's best to reduce the content of chlorine and chloroorganic in tap water. This is what decontaminates tap water. The second ingredient is different brands of I don't exchange resin are the best at removing those hardness salts that cause the scale in the kettle. We all used to it and know what it is. In fact, this mixture improves the taste and quality of tap water and makes it more pleasant to taste.
Developers.
Yes. Let's go to the Holy of Holies.
Good afternoon. What is it?
This is an idea. This is a technological scheme.
This is what an idea looks like. I don't understand anything.
It's normal. I understand not everything here too. In fact, the ideas of EcoMix were studied by us at the end of the 90s, very long time ago. EcoSoft started as a scientific organization. A scientific, technical organization. That is, the scientific component was quite strong. Its root goes to the research of water purification and so on.
Can you tell me as a non-specialist? What is its trick? Why is it so cool? Why can't anyone repeat it?
We approached this from a scientific point of view. This was preceded by a large number of scientific works. Only when we reached normal results that could be scaled, which could be predicted, which guaranteed the quality of water purification, then we went to the market with this product. Others follow a slightly different path. They copy. They see that this is. They mixed one with the other. got something like that. Well, that's how they mix. That's how it works. There were attempts to copy this product even abroad. But it didn't work out. Because, let's say it this way, there are some highlights that are not so easy to copy.
These are secret papers, so if you want to repeat them, you can read it. If you can. EcoMix. How did it appear?
EcoMix appeared out of necessity. In Ukraine, as you know, there is a lot of iron. We have iron in the ore, and all this iron in the ore affects the quality of underground groundwater, which is called waters. These waters are rich in iron and manganese. In order to clean it from water, it is necessary to use rather complex technologies. And when we came to such a permanent water cleaning, we looked at the technologies that we knew before. My mother is a professor at the University of Kyiv Polytechnic Institute. She worked in the field of purifying wastewater from metals. She worked on some technologies that helped. We adapted these technologies to this problem, which at that time in Ukraine was the most common. People built private houses. They needed clean water. We needed filters for this clean water. Traditional filters did not work very well and were very expensive. We found such a solution, and that's how it all started. But it is interesting not to find such a product or to find such a solution, but how to make it a commercial product, which can then be protected and sold. Ideas are not a deficit today, but their implementation is a complex story.
Reverse osmosis is not our development. It's global. People flew to the moon. They used membranes. And that's where it came from. But it's very important to adapt all these developments to our water. And this is an adaptation that has been made by Ecosoft, which has been made by specialists, scientists. It's all thought out not only based on consumer needs, but the person who is going to install this thing, and the companies that are going to transport it. Do you think the box just stands on the pallet? No. The person measured the size of each filter, so that it would become like this. And yes, this is production, because we have to release it in series. We have to adapt it. We have to do it that consumer can afford it. This is also important.
You sell your product in 60 countries. Is it different for each country?
No, it is adapted for each country. But if we talk about water purification in a specific industry, it will be different. We call it a craft approach. We will do it for your water. And to be honest, there is EcoMix P. It is made for other territories, not for Ukrainian. EcoMix C or EcoMixa, for example, should be used in the Carpathians, and this should not be used by the sea. By the sea, it is necessary to use reverse osmosis. There are such nuances that we have incorporated into the solution. They are serious. They are cool. They are easy to implement. And any installer, even Uncle Peter, will look at it and say, "Oh, I'll install it for you. I'll start it for you."
We are now at the assembly line for reverse osmosis filters.
What is reverse osmosis?
It's the best water purification technology in the world.
Interesting.
The main part of the membrane is here, and this is the fourth stage of purification.
What is a membrane?
It's a semi-permeable film, a sieve, to put it mildly, through which only water molecules pass. Even the size of bacteria and viruses is 1,000 times larger than the size of water molecules.
Really?
Yes. This is a membrane film that passes only water molecules. You won't be able to see it if it's a sieve.
And here it's what on purpose?
Yes, in this room. We have to provide certain indicators of temperature and moisture. That is why the temperature is maintained here, and a humidifier is installed to constantly provide moisture.
Is it because of the membrane? It should not dry out.
Exactly. The membrane, despite all its significance in this system, is afraid of two things. mechanical impurities that can clog its pores, and the chlorine that can corrode these pores. That is why different combinations of polypropylene and carbon cartridges are used. The first one holds the mechanical impurities, such as sand, rust, scale, everything that is in our water pipes. The carbon cartridges hold the chlorine. Thus, these three stages are designed for the PI cleaning of the water before the membrane. There is also a nuance here. A standard osmosis filter for 1 liter of clean water drops 7 liters into the sewage. It seems too much. This filter for 1 liter of clean water drops only 1 liter into the sewage, and this is a very substantial savings. This is our unique advantage. The next 2 steps are the mineralization. These can be calcium or magnesium minerals. These minerals influence the taste of clean water.
I understand that you have a subscription, right? I buy it from you. And you accompany me. Hello. You have to change the filter. And I just don't care.
Even if you didn't buy it from us, we have a MyFilter service on our website. We will call you back and ask when was the last service, and then we will call you every half a year and remind you that you need to make a filter service.
SEO is ecology. SOFT is software. And we are working very hard to make our filters smart, which can communicate with us and with the end consumer. In the sense of communicating. This can be a smart filter that you can communicate with via Wi-Fi, or it can be an add-on in your phone that will tell you it's time to replace the cartridge.
This is where we make a mechanical cleaning cartridge made of foamed polypropylene.
Foamed.
Foamed polypropylene? Yes. This is the same primary polypropylene that is fed to the extruder, melted, and fed by a stream of hot air flows through tiny holes onto the rotating, and this is how a dense mass is formed.
It's like cotton candy.
Yes. It's meant to remove mechanical residues, such as sand, rust, scale,
and other large impurities. The first rough cleaning.
Yes. 6,000 cartridges are made in one shift.
6,000 cartridges in one shift?
Yes. This is a second type of cartridge, a polypropylene thread cartridge. It performs the same function, the function of a mechanical cleaner.
What's the difference? I mean, this thread and the sweet cotton filter the first particles in this group equally.
Yes.
What's the difference?
The thread cartridge has a little more resource, 50%, because the thread has the ability to stretch a little and pass these holes deeper inside. A polypropylene cartridge can be clogged on the outer structure and completely stop filtering. Stop letting water through. Another type of cartridges we make are coal cartridges. They come in different types, but here we make a cartridge from compressed coal. We take granulated coal and use a special technology to compress it into this structure.
What's the special technology?
It's baked.
It's called R&D. There's a team that has been working on this since the beginning. They start testing something. Then they develop something of their own. Then they adapt it. Then they put it into something. This is marketing. Then they give it to production. And from production they say, guys, everything is very good. Let's go. We have technology there. We mix it in a different way. The coal that you have selected, it rots, for example, and a new development begins from the beginning. And it's not just that. It's the same with resin. Even with EcoMix. Now EcoMix is the basis of many filtration systems that we produce. Before, it was big tanks with water that filtered the water. Now this box is EcoMix. And it works under the sink or in a pitcher, but it's important for our water. In 2014, R&D for the Army's needs developed an installation. We called the installation Oasis. And this installation neatly fit into the KAMAZ. The essence of this installation is that it can clean any water from any source. And we rolled it off in Donbas. In fact, the military tested it there. It may still work somewhere, because a big plus of the filters produced by Ecosoft. For example, as a seller, it's very difficult for me to sell many elements. Because they work and work. Everything works now. Even our coworkers say that it works. And we sometimes write at the box. 5 years. But it still works. There is already a number. There is an Oasis 1000, Oasis 1500.
Is that 1.5 tons of water per hour?
Yes, and 2 containers. This is essentially a mini water channel. It produces 100 tons of water per day.
We are now entering the department for the production of large commercial and industrial systems. These are all reverse osmosis systems, but with higher productivity.
We were filming in the Mykolaiv water station, and there are such things there, right?
We used to deliver such a similar system through charity funds to Mykolaiv. By the way, it can give up to 9,000 liters per hour.
And what is this?
This is a mobile container system. In fact, it is a system for cleaning water in a mobile container. This is the same reverse osmosis. But this container can be transported to any place. Place there and provide with drinking water a small town or village. It will give out the same amount of drinking water, even if you watered it from the river.
From the river?
Yes, so
You can just throw the hose into the river.
it will give out clean drinking water,
It looks like it. I want to tell you.
but it won't fit under the sink.
Yes. You plan to become a world leader.
Yes,
Is there any help from the government in this direction?
we didn't ask about help.
Why?
The big plus of Ecosoft is that, as it has been since the 90s, we always count on ourselves, on our abilities. Maybe you can do it faster. Maybe you can do it better. We do what we do, taking into account our strengths. Yes, we use some credit money when we need it, especially now, when we are renovating the infrastructure and we need to somehow cover our cash flows. On the other hand, I can't say that the government doesn't help. Why? Because last year we had VAT credit holidays for 6 months. It helped us a lot. Our goods became more accessible to the end consumer and more people began to clean the water. This helps us. Or the National Cashback Program. 10% discount on the filter. This is cool. This is help from the country.
What do you think? What is the strength of Ukraine?
In the same value that I have for myself, as a Ukrainian, and in the Ukrainians who surround me. In freedom. In the desire for freedom. This is expressed in the fact that we are counting on our own strength. As we see the world, there will be our place. And as we see our neighbors, they will have to reckon with us. It's all about freedom. Freedom.
Freedom. Yes, it's true. Ukraine, like water, cannot be kept in a fist.